So it came out today that Lamar Jackson was a full participant in Baltimore Ravens practice. So that leads us to believe that he will be the starting quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens this Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern time when they take on the Chicago Bears. Lamar Jackson, we missed you, my friend. But it doesn't stop there, because the Baltimore Ravens made a change that may seem small to some, but to me, this shows that not anything is possible, but it may take them a little while sometimes. But the Baltimore Ravens, when they do get it, they get it. And that change was with the backup quarterback position, because they did say, hey, if for any strange reason Lamar Jackson cannot go this Sunday, then the backup quarterback will no longer be Cooper Rush. He has been demoted to QB3. And Tyler Huntley, he is officially QB2 for the Baltimore Ravens. So we got 2 Florida Ravens at quarterback. I love it. But anyway, this shows me, and it took them some time to get to this point. And obviously, we wish we wouldn't have even have had to have these conversations. We wish we wouldn't even be at this point in the first place, because that would have meant that we had Lamar Jackson this whole time. But we haven't, so we're here. So it is what it is. We got to deal with it. But maybe, just maybe, this can give us just a little bit of hope when it comes to the roster being reshuffled at other positions. And I know that might be a stretch right there. I understand it. I get it. Sometimes I get a little delusional. But maybe they may take this same thought process. Maybe they may take this same execution and do it along the offensive line. Just a thought, maybe. And the only reason I have just even a bit of hope when it comes to this is because of what Jeff Zrebiec said, or really he didn't say, the other day. Because he was asked, Jeff Zrebiec, do we still have that same offensive line? Is that the same guys that's 1 through 5 spots on the O-line on practice? And Jeff Zrebiec said, hey, I can't say who it is that's at offensive line in practice. I can't say who's lining up. I can't say nothing. So I was thinking, I don't recall, and again, I'm sure Jeff is just following protocol to where they can't say anything. But at the same time, I was thinking, I don't recall a time when Jeff Zrebiec, I feel like he would just say, oh, yeah, it's the same starting lineup. It's been the same guys. Or maybe that's just me. But I just felt like that maybe on Sunday, maybe. You know how they start doing the tweets a little before the game, maybe an hour or maybe 45 minutes before the game, and they have the starting lineups. They say, oh, well, it's the same starting lineup this week, or it's the same guys. Maybe this Sunday, because and I know, again, that the two have nothing to do with each other, but maybe the Ravens are like, look, they assessed the backup quarterback position. They saw it in live action. They saw it in real time. Like, hey, Tyler Huntley, he's much better for this offense than Cooper Rush is. Even though I still do think Baltimore Ravens, they need to improve this offense. It should not be so reliant on QBs having to be able to run. But anyway, another conversation that we done already had. So they assessed that. So just maybe, since they've seen this offensive line in real time, maybe they will take that same assessment and apply it there. I know they probably won't, but I'm just hoping. I'm really hoping that they will. Now, something that will decrease the chances of them doing that is the fact that they're getting an additional offensive lineman back. They're getting a wide receiver 1 back. They're getting a fullback back. And that being that 3-and-1 player, Pat Ricard. Because we know he makes up a lot for this offensive line. He makes up a lot for this running game. He makes up a lot for this offense. And he's going to be back this Sunday. So we getting some huge boosts on offense this Sunday. They got Lamar about to be back in the building. Most likely, they wouldn't say it officially. But then Pat Ricard getting ready to be back in the building. So this is exciting, man. This is really, really exciting for us as Ravens fans, because we know our season is hanging on by that much. So now we got new life. There's this picture that's been going around that I'm sure a lot of you have seen by now, and it features John Harbaugh and Kyle Shanahan. And it says their record when their starting QB is injured. And it says John Harbaugh's is 2-6. Kyle Shanahan's is 17-7. Now, I'm sure this is probably just in the Lamar Jackson era, most likely. I'm sure it probably doesn't include any time that Joe Flacco missed when he was playing. But that numbers, and I know people look at those numbers and like, oh my goodness, this really just means that John Harbaugh is such a terrible coach. He can't coach this team even though we've had injuries. And if Lamar Jackson is missing out, oh man, then yeah. And yes, that is partially true. Not that he's a bad coach, but that the Ravens, like, they have not been able to overcome him. But at the same time, with John Harbaugh versus Kyle Shanahan, you got Lamar Jackson versus Brock Purdy. So you get what I'm saying? Like, one quarterback is out of this world, amazing. He's crazy. So much of the stuff that he can do and what he does, not only for this offense, but for the entire team, is unmatched. It really is. And then you got Brock Purdy. Like, look, and with Brock Purdy, like, he's not bad at all. He's not a bad quarterback, but just I don't want to say he's not special. I can never say that about anybody in the NFL because they are all special athletes. They made it there for a reason. I'm sitting here in a chair. I'm talking about them. So they got it. But Brock Purdy, he's Brock Purdy. The 49ers, their system is amazing. And to where their quarterback, they ain't got to do nothing crazy. Look at Mac Jones over there doing his thing. Mac Jones was cast off. People were done with him. They're like, oh, Mac Jones, that guy from a first-round pick from the Patriots? Oh, please, he's done. And look at that, the 49ers, they just be reviving people, man. They really do. Their system is just so amazing. And they've had that system for a while, man. So, but Baltimore Ravens system, it is Lamar Jackson. If they ain't got Lamar Jackson, then they ain't got no system. And that's part of our conversation too when we talk about how we want the offense to just change. And to where obviously, like, you want to use your special players. Lamar's an extremely special player. But we just don't like how the offense, they rely on his athleticism so much for their offense to go. So this just gave me a reminder of that. While, again, and the numbers, like, they're not skewed, but they're not everything that they're cracked up to be. But it does highlight that, again, the systems are just completely different. And Baltimore Ravens, they need some change there. The leaves are turning. The air got that crisp snap in it. And all weekends are finally feeling like football season, even down here in South Florida. But just because the weather's starting to cool off, it doesn't mean that your wardrobe has to. Chubbies is here to keep that fun rolling. Chubbies has a fall collection that literally just landed. And it's packed with so many different cozy layers that bring the heat. And their comfort collection has an eyewear jogger, pants built for couch naps. They're good for running errands on a Saturday. Even if you got to step out the house right before kickoff to pick up a pack of beer, they're perfect for it. And since football season's been here for a while, don't sleep on the officially licensed NFL collection by Chubbies, baby. I had to rock this to the Ravens-Dolphins game. I don't know. But these bold polos, Chubbies got shorts too. They even got swim trunks to rep your favorite team. Y'all know me. Even though our Baltimore Ravens are down in the dumps right now, we getting ready to pick it up. But I don't mind repping our boys wherever I go. So this Chubbies polo shirt is perfect for every occasion. And I know you want to know how you can get your hands on some Chubbies gear. Well, would you look at that? For a limited time only, our friends at Chubbies are giving our listeners 20% off with the promo code Ingraven20 at chubbyshorts.com/Ingraven20. That's 20% off your order with the promo code Ingraven20 at chubbyshorts.com/Ingraven20. Support our show and tell them that we sent you. Feel your best fit with Chubbies. We got some questions to get into. Let's do it. First one came from my guy Keyonte. He said, if they can do it, we can too. I looked at the Steelers defense, called them Baltimore 2.0. Patrick Queen, Chuck Clark, Deshaun Elliott, Malik Harrison, Bengals, Geno Stone, Browns, James Prochet. Point is the whole North plucks from us. So EDC, go get Logan Wilson, a team captain linebacker that does his job well. And, well, first off, intra-division trades are rare. Yes, we know the Browns, they gave the Bengals Joe Flacco, and that was just them Browns. Browns really wanted to give the Bengals life again. And who knows? Anyway, the Bengals trading with the Ravens for a linebacker that's the starter, they ain't going for that. That ain't. Anyway, he said, and go get Christian Wilkins. Ready to watch some Ravens football. Win, lose, or draw. Flock them all. Sorry if that wasn't too clean. I'm just hyped. Boy, that was borderline. That was borderline, but woo. Next questions came from my guy, Emmanuel. He said, keep on doing what you're doing. I appreciate your hard work. I appreciate you, my friend. He said, I got 3 questions for you. Number 1, since the AFC looks wide open right now, do you think the Ravens have a chance to get a playoff spot? Of course, you know that, Emmanuel. You ain't even got to ask that, my friend. You know what time it is over here. Anyway, he also said, number 2, this may sound like a reach, but what if we send Mark Andrews and a couple of first-round picks to the Eagles in exchange for A.J. Brown? Whoa. That would be something. I don't think there would be one Baltimore Ravens fan that would be upset about that move. But then you got A.J. Brown, you got Zay Flowers, you got Rashad Bateman, you got DeAndre Hopkins, you got Tez Walker. Can't forget about our guy Tez too. And you got Tylan Wallace. So what else are you sending? Who else are you sending? Because you would have a log jam at wide receiver. And again, it is a good problem to have, but see, my daughter, she's getting frustrated with that too, because the Ravens, they have been showing like, well, again, Lamar hasn't been out there too though, so it's a lot different. But they have been showing like we don't know what to do right now. Our offense is just all over the place. But again, Lamar hasn't been out there, so that would explain why the offense has been more all over the place. So he should be back this week. So we'll see. But I wouldn't be mad at that at all. Mark Andrews and you said a couple of first round picks though for A.J. Brown. Just give him one first round pick and some change, whatnot. That'd be nice. I just don't think the Eagles will go for it. I really don't. And he also said, how would you feel if that happened? Number 3, who do you think is fired first after the season? John Harbaugh or Zach Orr? Oh, that would be Zach Orr all day. And nothing against Zach Orr, but John Harbaugh he got way more leverage, way more. His name holds way more weight over with the Ravens. Like, anybody would get fired before John Harbaugh got fired. Anybody would. So, yeah, that's that. Anyway, he said, this last game, it was disgusting. This team had no discipline. Penalized 7 times for 80 yards, unacceptable. We had 2 lost fumbles and an interception thrown. I've been noticing that this team has been fumbling since week 1, and that's not okay. We can't win games when people are fumbling, throwing interceptions. It's going to take a miracle for this team to turn the season around. And, hey, miracles, they be happening, my friend. So why can't the Ravens get one? He said, anyway, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Keep doing what you're doing. And I appreciate your hard work. And like John Harbaugh should have been years ago, I'm out. Coaching chokehold. Next question came from my guy, Darin. He said, what's up, my guy? Just hit a vent after watching the 49ers play a good game with all backups. The Falcons were coming off of a 2-game win streak and have been looking good, but the 49ers just looked like they were prepared for everything. It's hard to believe that they are even as injured as they are because of the way that they are playing. This is a good point. Can't argue with you there. He said, another game that stood out to me is the Rams versus Jaguars. While the Rams aren't down a lot of players, the way they changed the game plan to work without having Puka Nacua is something that we could never imagine. They spread the ball around to every active player on that offense. LOL. They literally had 10 players with a catch. Now, while we're over here still waiting patiently to see Tez Walker, LaJohntay Webster, and Keaton Mitchell to get some touches because we know how explosive they are. Now, that part. I wish I would have read this question earlier when we were going over that picture with John Harbaugh and Kyle Shanahan. You bring up such a great point with how the Rams, they deploy their weapons. Now, with the Ravens, deploying their weapons is something that they normally do a great job of. And again, I do have to say, we haven't had Lamar Jackson out there in a little bit, so that's a big part of it. But at the same time, even when Lamar Jackson was out there, we didn't really see too much of Tez Walker consistently. We didn't see any of Keaton Mitchell at all. So a lot of this is actually it's beyond Lamar Jackson's control because he doesn't make the call for who gets to play and who doesn't, especially when it comes to that active and inactive list. So a lot of this starts before the ball is even snapped. But continuing, he said, he said, I think it's safe to say that we definitely need a refresh on the coaching staff. We have never, ever out-coached or out-game playing a team, and it's sad to say because of the talent we have had. Ridiculous. Now, I will disagree there for sure. Definitely disagree. We can't sit up here and say, even if you're just talking about this era alone, the John Harbaugh and Lamar era, we can't sit up here and say, oh, Ravens never out-coached the team. Come on now. We can't do that. We can say the Ravens have had plenty of times where they've been out-coached, and probably too many times where they've been out-coached, but we can't say, oh, Ravens never ever out-coached another team. Come on, you got to cut them a little bit of slack. Fresh start. Next question came from my guy, J-Dub. He said, what's up, Ingraven? Lamar is finally back at practice. Now, what are your feelings on the Ravens coming off the bye week as they prepare for the Bears? Just win. He said, the Ravens have two options coming off of the bye week. Number one, they must go on a winning streak, winning 9 or 10 games to get themselves into the playoffs, and hopefully they can make some noise when they face the Bills or Chiefs again. It will be Harbaugh's final chance to win them another Super Bowl. Yes, I agree. He said if the team then continues their losing streak for the next 3 games after the bye week or lose 3 or 4 games in November or December, it will be time for the Ravens to be in rebuild mode, as John Harbaugh has failed Lamar Jackson and the Ravens organization leading up to this point. Lamar would have also to consider his future with the Baltimore Ravens, and if the Ravens organization does not move on from John Harbaugh and his coaching staff and provide an upgrade for the offensive line, as this team cannot afford to lose him again for the rest of the season. Ravens, this offseason, it's going to be interesting because Tyler Linderbaum, free agent, Daniel Falele, free agent. So that's 2 big ones right there that could possibly both be gone. So your offensive line going to go through some changes, and we'll see. And right now, the way things are looking, in my opinion, I think both of them will be gone. Both Tyler Linderbaum and Daniel Falele, but we'll see. I don't want Linderbaum to go, but we'll see. Anyway, he said, as a matter of fact, can the Ravens fire Harbaugh and pay him out with his 3-year contract extension like Penn State did with James Franklin? Oh, yeah. Coaches get fired. They still get that money from that contract. It's like a player who got guaranteed money on his deal. He'll still get his bread. But they, the teams, they try to get everything, every little piece of that bread that they can get back. They're going to try to. Anyway, he said the Ravens and EDC have to figure this out leading up to the Bears, especially with the deadline coming up. We can hope, and we certainly do hope. And with Lamar Jackson, it gives us newfound hope in this team and that they can go on a run. But now it's up to them to execute. Rasheen Ali. Next question came from my guy, Gregory. He said, yo, what's going on, Ingraven? Hope all is well with you today. But I was thinking the reason Keaton may be so expendable is because Ali might really be like that. He may be a hidden gem, and we just haven't seen it yet. Rasheen Ali is very interesting. Now, I was impressed with him in the preseason for sure. But in regular season, we haven't really seen him on offense too much. So we primarily seen him on special teams, primarily at kick return. And with kick return, it's been weird because in preseason, in my opinion, he showed nice vision. He showed nice burst. He showed some nice strength too. But and I know running a ball on an offense is much different than a kick return. But kick return, his vision it confused me because a lot of times it looked like he just ran right into the special teams defenders. And I'm like, whoa, where is he going? And obviously he's on the field, not me. So he sees things much differently than I do. But I was still confused by it. So maybe it's just me. But anyway, let's continue with your question. He said, I know he just... Should have kept going. He said, I know he's just on special teams, but when he takes off back there, it'll just be looking like a home run at times. Yeah, he does have some decent speed now. I will say that for sure. But yeah, it's just, we haven't hoped to hit a home run soon. That'd be nice. Hey, you want to do it against the Bears? Go ahead, Regime. Anyway, he said, and then he just runs into the defender. I don't know, maybe he needs to get his cut moves up, but with his 5'11", 209 frame, he fits the mold of a world-class back. And the Ravens may be looking at Ali as the back for the future once Henry is done. That's just my opinion on the Ravens' rumors on trying to trade Keaton. If it was up to me, I'd have Keaton and Ali for a future backfield. Get a little Sonic and Knuckles action for the Ravens. He said, shout out to Gibbs and Montgomery. Ooh, yeah. We definitely got to see them in action in that Week 3 Monday Night Football. Anyway, he said, but what's your opinion on Ali? I take it you think that's what the Ravens' plans are, but enjoy the rest of your day, and peace and love to you and your family, and I'm out. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, Ali's been a solid back, man. He hasn't really got too much opportunity on offense in the regular season. But yeah, I just want to see more, especially special teams. That's where it will start for him, because right now it's not much opportunity on offense because it's Derrick Henry and it's Justice Hill, and then it's just usually those two. They don't really put, obviously they don't put Keith Mitchell in, and then with a Rasheen Ali didn't really put him in on offense either. So we'll see, man. But we obviously hoping for the best for him as our kick returner. Next question came from my guy, Chauncey. He said, if you had to pick 3 signings to add to our current roster in hopes of making a playoff run, which 3 would you pick? Now, this is funny because he sent this on October 20th. He said a few current notable free agents, Christian Wilkins, who a lot of people have talked about, but he also had Carl Lawson on this list. So he sent this like 3-4 days before the Baltimore Ravens even signed. Hey, Chauncey, who you know in the organization? What you know? Tell us. Let us know. You can send me an email, and I won't tell nobody. You gonna let me know what your secrets are, man, because you obviously know something. But he also said Shaq Mason, Brandon Sheriff. Well, Brandon Sheriff, you got to X him out because he retired. And then he also said Eric Kendrick. So yeah, you got to X him off too because he already declined the Baltimore Ravens. But he said like the Steelers, Bengals, and Browns will be out of the playoffs. I'm out. Now, from this list, which 3 would I pick? Well, I think I would pick Carl Lawson. But no, I would pick Shaq Mason, offensive lineman. I would try to get Brandon Sheriff out of retirement. Say, hey, can you just help out, big dog? Something, man. But really, all of them. Christian Wilkins, because these are all needs of the Baltimore Ravens. How to go 2-5. Next question came from my guy Joshua. He said, what's up, Ingraven? Hope you and the family are doing amazingly well and healthy. It's been a little bit since the last email. I missed the first 6 games strategies, but that's because I had a little health scare and I was getting my mental health back together. So I hope everyone watching and listening is doing well and staying healthy. Prayers to everyone. Hey, we glad you're doing much better now, my friend. That's good that you took care of yourself. He said, the first 5 games I completely gave up quickly as a lot of fans did too. We are the 32nd ranked defense and top 3 offense with Lamar. It's been a very tough season so far. I wanted Zach Orr fired, Harbaugh's fired, which I still do, but not during the middle of the season because if any coach can turn it around, I still have a little faith in him to do so. Plus, there's not really a guy in the building who can take over. And I wanted us to give up on the season, but this bye week helped more than just the players and people in that building to help me and some fans evaluate the whole situation and think about it clearly. We got healthier, minus 92 sadly. Harbaugh has always been good coming off the bye week. I still have a little bit of faith that the coordinators will tighten up, and the most important, Lamar Jackson is back. I do believe this team will turn it around and go 11-6 and 12-5 because their backs are against the wall. We are healthier, and just most importantly, we are too talented to be a bottom 5 team. To do so, all I'm asking Harbaugh to do is go all in for Lamar at least for the rest of the season. Protect our quarterback who's coming off of a messed up hamstring. Get more offensive line help and change things around. Cough, cough. Bench 77 and maybe 72, and either tighten up the scheme on defense or give someone else the play calls and watch Lamar do his magic. Now, how to beat the Bears. While doing research, I saw the Bears defense has been struggling versus the run. They have been struggling all year, but saved themselves with a lot of turnovers, but they are still ranked 25. I trust Lamar, Henry, Pat being back, hopeful line change. See, hopeful. So that's what we started at the top of the video with. We hopeful. It's there. It ain't just me. But anyway, he said, hopeful line change and better situational play calling to handle the business against that defense. The Bears offense, who the whole year has been struggling running the ball, but the last 2 games, Swift has over 100-plus rushing yards, and they're starting to find their rhythm, so we have to disrupt that. Ben Johnson is an amazing play caller in the offensive mind, known for a bunch of play actions and trick plays, so the defense has to do better and stay disciplined and tackle. I was calling for Kyle Hamilton to come back down to the slot since week 3, and you see the defense had their second best game of the season. My question to you is, who do you think are realistic players to be traded to Baltimore or picked up to help save the season? Quinnen Williams, he got to be a name to watch, right? Especially with the Jets. The Jets, the Jets are so bad, but we only got one more win than them. That's a sad reality right now, ain't it? So I would say Quinnen Williams helped the interior of the defensive line. And then another pass rusher, too. Carl Lawson's cool, but he not the end-all, be-all. You still need more, in my opinion. But, again, the bigger issue with this defense, I think, is the scheme. Well, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, he said, sorry for the long email, but it's been a minute. Missed and loved everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. And until the next email. Oh, yeah, appreciate you, Joshua.